starting. Bye. Uh, it's been a long time since we last spoke. It's more than 4 months, I think so. Yep. And it's for many reasons. I'm going to do a quick catch up. I will show you some projects I made. I was crafting a lot this time, even though we have some issues. Anyway, I will do some catch up. I apologize in advance for the quality of the video. I don't have a video device. I have a laptop and the camera is really worse. I see that I move now and saw the moves later, and it's like, anyway, I don't know how this video will turn out. So, uh, let me show you the projects first, just to get them out of the way, and I will do some catching up, and I will explain where I was going and why. So I have painted this mystical girl, and I saw internet pictures and I draw something of my own, and it's with watercolor, and it's like a mixed media: watercolor, markers, pencils, pens, whatever. I mix them all up, and I don't know if you can see it, but it has some stars. I glue some stars on her. Where can I put it so you can see it better? I glue some stars on her. They're like the sequins are, but they're in the shape of stars, not stars. Can you see them? Are they showing? And I like her eyes, not the eyelashes, the eyes just. And I was having a very hard time to um, do the nose. Anyway, I did that. I painted it, and I don't know if you know about Greek Easter. Our Easter was very late compared to the Catholic Easter this year. It was a month later. Anyway, we have the custom. Um, when the Christ is risen, we go to after the Saturday. We call it the Grand Saturday. We go to the church at very late at night, and we celebrate the Christ rising, and we take the whole light, and we take it to our homes. The holy light candles. I don't know how to say it in English. It's in different shapes and morphs and sizes and whatever everyone wants. It can be a simple white candle. The candles must be white, or it can be full of stuff and various things. And you get it for the children also. The children's holy candles have toys and stuff like that. Everyone decorates or not. It's not necessary. The, their candles and take the whole light to their home. So I decorate this one. I made very many of those candles, and it was my first craft project that I sold. Anyway, you know what I mean. I make those candles to sell them, and I managed to sell a bunch of them. I made a lot. I mean, around 50, 45. Anyway, and I managed to sell them under the same circumstances. And we'll explain the circumstances. We have some serious issues, and I managed to sell uh, more than half of them, and then I gave some away as presents. And I made this one for my mom. The others was with simple round candle. This one was with a different candle. You can see this is a candle, and this is more expensive one because it's a natural candle, and it's different shape and it's very heavy. And I cover it with burlap and with golden wire. I don't know if you can see it. It's showing on camera. And in front, I make it very shabby chic. This was for my mom. My candle was a broken one. It's like, how do you say it? In Greece, we say, I don't remember, uh, when you make for the other ones and yours is the lousiest. Anyway, I make this handmade flower. I will, when I have the proper camera, I will show you how to do these flowers. So I make this flower with siphon. I put this blink that was given to me by some of the ladies here in YouTube. I make it very shabby chic. I don't know if you can see. It's very heavy, and when I finished it, I thought, oh gosh, how will he carry it? Because it's heavy. Because I will explain later, he had an issue. So I stuff it with tons and tons of laces and ribbons and ropes and some cloth. I don't know if you can see some cheesecloth. I think you said. I put this butterfly in front, and I put two of those, one stuck behind the other, and a piece of the crystal from the chandelier that broke over here. And I have a tiny, tiny scissor that a lady here in YouTube gave me in the past, and sorry, I don't remember names. Sorry, I apologize. And I put some spools, something you call them, at the bottom of the bottom, and many pearls and um, acrylic stuff. Can you see them? I'm showing it to you. And some metal stuff. This was given to me also by someone here in YouTube. And that was my mom's shabby stick. Who knew that she will carry a shabby chic candle? And that was my mom's candle for the Easter. I know it's a long time now. It's almost 60 days then since that day. Anyway, I saw you that, so let's go to the catch up and to explain what happened. Well, I wasn't doing a lot of videos since the new year because of the device problem. I told you I have now this lousy laptop. It's a very cheap one, and you know, whatever you pay, you get. So the camera in this is very bad. So what happened? Um, I wasn't doing much video try, so then I start focusing on crafting for more than a month on the whole candles to get them over. I will try to upload some photos because a friend of mine with her cell phone in the neighbor took some photos, but the photos were really lousy because of the quality of the camera. Anyway, so I had that issue, and 2 weeks before Easter, maybe three, I don't remember now. I think three. Anyway, my mom had a very, very, very serious car accident. An old man was driving. My mom was driving to go to her work, to her job. It was 7 a.m., maybe sooner, maybe earlier, sorry. And my mother is driving a closed scooter that is a Piaggio. It's with three wheels. I don't know if you have seen, and it has a carriage behind and it's closed in front. Anyway, my mother was driving that, and she was in her way normally on the street, and she was driving normally, and another one ran did something. I don't know how to say the terms in English. I'm sorry for the vocabulary. And ran and smashed her, hit her, and she crashed. He crashed on her. It was an old man that he illegally passed the road like that. My mother was in this side normally going to her way, and he illegally passed the road like that, cross like that. He it wasn't supposed to be crossing that way, and he crushed her, and my mother, they took her to the hospital, to the emergency room, and she had broken all her ribs, and she had broken her bones in her shoulder, her left shoulder, her bone in front of the shoulder, her ribs. I don't know if I'm saying right the words. And he had blood in her lungs. Her lung was having a hole, and he had blood in her brain. Her brain was bleeding, and they didn't know if they want to go to surgery or not, if the bleeding continue. And she has many injuries, and she was, after a few hours, was blue all over and black. Her whole back was black. Her hand was having in various places stitches and broken bones. And it was really serious. And then they took her to intensive care unit, and I went to the hospital. Somebody from the neighbor was crossing the street when the ambulance came, and it saw what happened with the ambulance and came here and shouted to me, and I ran to the hospital. And I went to the hospital, and the doctors wasn't saying much. And then they took her to intensive care unit that don't allow you to enter. And every afternoon, the doctor was coming out and inform us what's going on. Inform me, I wasn't anybody else, because I'm only with my mom. We don't have any relatives anymore because my dad and my husband died. Anyway, and I was alone outside the intensive care unit, and every afternoon the doctors was coming out and informing us what's going on, informing me what's going on. And I was asking, is she going to live? And they were always telling me, we don't know, we hope for a miracle, and it's very serious. She's not stable yet. We don't know what's going on, what's going to happen. Sorry. Uh, if she managed to be alive after 4 days, that's it's going to be a positive sign that she's out of danger. So I was telling her, so is she going to leave? And the answer was, we don't know, we don't know, we don't know. Anyway, then I'm done. I'm not going to explain what stuff happened to the hospital. And when I went to see her in intensive care unit, because we are allowed to enter if we sanitize and stuff, we go clean up, and we are allowed to enter for half an hour each day. She was having in her body more than 20 tubes. I don't know how to say it. He had hanging more than 19 medicines and stuff. He was having blood given to her. She was having uh, many stuffs connecting to her. It was very serious. Anyway, she stayed for the hospital for quite some time, not too much, because we don't have a natural, no, no, a normal um, insurance. We have, how do you say, oh, when the government gives you one, oh, another word, oh, I forgot it. Oh, my brain, sorry. Uh, social care we have. I don't. She does. She has a social care insurance for going to the doctor, and the doctors don't like that insurance, so they try to. The order is, if you have that insurance, if you have the social care insurance, because it's free, you have to let the patient as quicker as possible, as soon as possible, to get out of the hospital, so you won't pay, the government won't pay that much money. So uh, she came out of the hospital and she was like a kid. He didn't remember anything from the accident. He didn't remember a lot. He was acting like a kid, really like a kid, because of the head injury. And she still can do much. Uh, the left hand is now disabled from the shoulder. He can move it from the elbow and down, but he can do anything from the elbow and up, like brushing her hair or taking a bath or washing her hair and stuff like that, picking up something. And for quite some time, she was acting like a kid and was speaking silly. Sorry for that. And he didn't remember people. I brought her to the house, and I was having to go to her work. I was going to her work. I was going to the hospital, then to the house to cook her hair. And then when we took her out, I was continuously from the house, from her work to the house, and have to cook whatever she liked. But wasn't eating anything at all. So I was cooking various of stuff and tried to feed her, but she was uh, she wasn't in the mood. And I was trying to wash her, change her. He didn't in the beginning. For quite some time he wasn't able to go to the toilet and clean herself. So he was going, and then all this was getting on her nerves and making her sad and crying and feeling disabled, that she that he was feeling sad because he thought that all the weight is on my shoulders, and he didn't like that. And that the thing that you hear is my dog. his his legs, his nails are like horseshoes. Oh gosh. Anyway, she was crying because the weight is all on my shoulders, and she was feeling disabled, and she didn't like it. She's a very independent woman. She didn't like that I was taking care of her. And then she's starting to yelling at me that I have her prisoner in the home, because he never stays in the home. She she always works too many hours and stay in her work. And he's not the classic type of mom, that a stay-home mom that cares the house and stuff. No. And then slowly I began to take her out and take her with me to the work, but it was very difficult because we had to take the bus, and it was expensive. We didn't have even for bus tickets money. And I have to keep the shop closed many times because we have to rush again and again to the hospital very many times, very often. And I remember one week we were 4 days, one day after the other, to the hospital. One day to see the brain surgery, the other day to see the orthopedics, the other was we haven't finished from the hospital yet. And it was hard because if you don't open the shop, you don't get any money, and if you don't get any money, you can pay even for a bus ticket. Anyway, it has some complication after that. Imagine that the surgeon, um, her hand here was open, and the smashes from the glasses from the car went inside, and the doctors clean it, supposed to be clean. Anyway, the doctors stitched it, and the smashes were inside. And after 2 months, her hair hand was swollen, and we went to take the stitches off, but the hand was swollen, didn't recover. So they opened it again and took the stitch. Anyway, you can imagine what was happening. And on top of that, he was angry because she thought that I was forcing her to stay in the home, and she didn't like that. And she was telling me that I had her prisoner. Oh gosh, what I remember. Anyway, and slowly I began to take her out, but it was difficult. I had to take it in the bus, get it in the bus, and stuff like that. And anyway, uh, now I have to say something. I have to say a huge, huge, huge thank you to all my crafty friends. I didn't. I have many crafting friends from YouTube that I have Facebook friends as Facebook friends. I didn't do a video or something like that here in YouTube when this was happening, but I remember asking one day because they told me she will die. I remember that asking one day from the Facebook, from the crafty friends in Facebook, to send me some prayers for my mom, and they all did, and I was really, really touched by that. I asked them in my page and in a crafty group that's called Craftic, and there were many ladies respond many ladies respond to that, and it was really, really touched. I was really, really touched by that, and was I'm obliged to them, and it was very kind of them. And the doctors said that was a miracle, and I have to admit I'm not a good Christian or a very religious person because I don't know in what I believe. I believe that God is one. It's not different for black, white, yellow, Christians, Catholics, Orthodox, Muslims. I think we all have one God. It's not somebody is more special than the other, but anyway, I'm not a really religious person, especially after I lost my husband. Anyway, I'm rambling. Sorry for how long is this video. You probably won't see it anyway. But I have to thank from the bottom of my heart every single person that sent prayers for my mom. I'm really, really grateful. So that was my update. My mom is almost back to normal now. We even passed the honeymoon honeymoon period because my mother and I always argue and fight. And when she wasn't feeling well that period, and she had that accident, and I was, she was like an angel. It was like a kid again, and it was very funny and sweet. And we are in the honeymoon period then, and we always sweet each other and stuff like that. But when she recovered fully and starts again her sweets, I started also anyway. Anyway, we are back to normal to that point. Her health is not fully recovered yet. I don't know if she ever be. I think my opinion is she has to have surgery, and they don't do it because the bone in front of her shoulder is broken, and it's a huge gap between, and they have to put it together, and her muscles and everything on her shoulder are cut, so they have to be stitched together. But they don't do it for various reasons. Mostly it's the insurance. Anyway, we don't discuss about that. So her hand will probably have a permanent disability. Uh, the that hit her took all the responsibility. He admitted that it was his fault. But now, the insurance companies will have to have very long time until they do what they're supposed to do. I don't know how it's in your country, but here it takes a long time, and if you don't agree, you have to go to the court. Anyway, and that was that. And so I haven't been active mostly for the camera, but and, and because of the camera, but mostly of my mom. Because of my mom, I didn't have time to breathe. I was always tired and sleepy because I was. It's only the two of us, so if you have something like this and you don't have someone to help you, it's really hard. She has a friend that she wanted to help, but she don't go to the hospital. So what kind of help she could provide me, I don't know. Anyway, that was that. That's the my updates. My mom is considered to be well now. I told her will have a permanent disability, and she has pain. She has to take very strong painkillers, that drugs, and she doesn't want to take them because she has to buy them, and she doesn't. We can afford to buy them all the time because they make her feel dizzy for many reasons anyway. And now she struggles with pain every day. It's really strong pains. She can sleep normally, she can lie down. Anyway, sorry I'm bothering you with that. Sorry, I apologize. What else? I have been crafting. I told you I made those candles. I will try to upload the videos if I try to fix them up a bit and cut them because anyway. And what else I have been doing? I have been doing some pillows, I have been doing some projects. I made various of jar glasses and decorate them and gave them as gifts to some friends for the days. When you craft, it's easier. You take, for example, a used jar like that. You decorate it, and uh, I took them out of the wedding dress. I got some pearls out of the wedding dress. Anyway, I will upload. I will try to upload a couple of videos with my latest project, some pillows, before I give it to the person that's was supposed to be give. And what else? I will try to have a giveaway very soon because I had to do one for George's anniversary when, like I did last year, but I couldn't because those days were with my mom in the hospital. What else? I apologize for my friends that they won't see me a lot. Anyway, sorry for the huge video. Must be taking forever. Sorry for that. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your support, all of you. Thank you for your messages that sent to me and were asking for my mom and stuff like that. The people who knew and have interaction with me in Facebook. I want to thank you all. We will speak soon. Hugs and kisses. I hope I can upload some more videos. We will speak soon. Anyway, sorry for the long, and bye bye.